Greetings and namaste. My name is Siobhan, Blu-ray ATF. Thank you for tuning into my channel. So I want to say hi and give a shout out to all who have been working on for the Ascension on behalf of Mother Gaia, the Light, and Mother, Father, Source Creator. That includes all the ground crews, the Ascension teams, the Rainbow Warriors, the light activators, the transmuters, just a family of light that are present here on the earth. A lot of times it's easy to only focus on the external, our external connections, our star brethren, the angelics, but it's important to remember that we here are the incarnated star seeds and angelics, and we're here to assist the earth origin, as they are unique and divine. And that is our purpose. That's why we're here to remind them of their divinity and of their potential, and basically clear all the limitation and distortion. So this is going to actually be a long message. So I do want to share that there is a second video. It will be for all Patreon subscribers for the Ascension Transition Team. So it will be a sound healing, but since this is going to be a pretty long message, as we are receiving integrations and messages and had a Galactic Council meeting, a Galactic Star meeting last night, I will be sharing updates on that and what happened and what I was told, along with doing about 3 different crystalline integrations. So I definitely would set aside time. I would definitely actually take the time to rest, take deep breaths, receive the integrations, always calling in your higher self, your galactic team, your star brethren, the angels, and the oversoul. When you meet and exchange energy or dialogue with anyone. So again, this is going to be a long message. I also want to share for our supporters on Patreon, which you are welcome to join. As a matter of fact, click on the link and join today. We have 4 different subscription levels, and for the month of July, just assisting with this important portal that is open and available to us in the alignments. And as a matter of fact, there's so many. I described some on the last video I just did, but we've come into alignment. We're receiving energies from multiple galactic systems. You're seeing evidence of it in the Schumann resonance. We're going to speak about that as well. But there are people and there are videos that talk about these alignments, and there's so much information I want to cover. I would actually advise listening to another teacher, light worker on those subjects, because there are plenty of videos about it. So if you join for the month of July as a Patreon subscriber, if you join today, I will be sending out crystal gifts to each and every subscriber. We've had several important messages and videos that have been released in the last 2 weeks. And as a matter of fact, our current subscribers will be receiving personal energetic readings that will be sent out today along with this video. It will be on a separate video. So if you're, want to support at the $11 a month level, that is awesome and appreciate it. Your crystalline gift will include 2 crystals. The $22 level will be 3 crystals. The $33 level will be 4 crystals, and the $44 level will be 5 crystals. And so one of the crystals, we're actually going to go ahead and start with the first crystalline integration and clearing to assist with our further higher self integrations, and just clearing the energy, the dense energy, the trauma energy, the degraded energy. That's what we're here to do, and we do that by assisting each other. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, as I recently did it for myself and some other individuals, of course my children, close to me. So I will describe the energy of the black kyanite crystal. I will describe the energy, and then I will show you how to use this crystal. Again, if you join us as a Patreon subscriber, you will receive one as a gift of appreciation and to assist with your energetic integrations. So as we're tuning into this beautiful earthy crystal, oh, actually that's the wrong crystal. Let me see here. My apologies. I had it all ready to go. Let's see, black kyanite. Black kyanite is a stone with an authentic hardness and texture. It comes formed with flat blade style crystal structures that come in a wide range of colors: blue, green, orange, ruby, and indigo. The stone is renowned for its physical healing abilities such as bone breakage or physical trauma. Black kyanite assists in intense surgical recovery and aids the nerves and bodily tissues for expedited healing. Black kyanite has been praised for its metaphysical and healing properties by healers throughout history and the world today. It forms a blade-like crystal, so this is very good for sweeping the auric field. So sweeping debris, memories, trauma, patterns that need to be broken, sweeping it from your auric field. Especially if you are limited by blockages. Emotionally, this stone will help to face blockages, open new pathways, and release the emotions in a more positive way. Energy workers revere black kyanite for its abundantly available energies of psychic nature and healing. Where there is no foreseeable path, black kyanite's abundant energies will pave a way and bridge the gap, creating something out of nothing. These crystals help one to connect on a deeper level with nature and will even help one to tap into past life memories or lifetimes. Holding black kyanite in your pocket produces fragments of distant memories from past lives and incarnations. Also amplifying one's telepathic abilities, opening the lines of communication with higher vibration entities and spiritual beings. Aids one in becoming more empathic, as strong vibrations will allow one to tap into the emotional field of others and allow a deeper understanding of these feelings. And assist with the ability to heal and forgive. So basically, just take a deep breath. We'll actually cover some breathing techniques as well. And we just take this and we sweep. We sweep the auric field. Remember, you're a multidimensional being. Just sweeping and sweeping and sweeping. So imagine a big black kyanite broom just sweeping your field. Just sweep your field. As long as you need to, as often as you need to, as often as guided. Just sweeping around the auric field. All degrees, all timelines, all dimensions. Another thing you can do is envision like sweeping blades, like a sweeping blade, turning in all directions, all degrees. And you can place multiple ones of these in your auric field where they are constantly at work. Constantly at work. So just envision. You can envision 5, you can envision 10, and just place these all around you and they'll continue to rotate, sweep, transmute continuously. Continuously. It's not anything you have to envision or do on a daily basis. The message today will be much about moving out of a linear way of thinking, really embodying the multidimensional reality. And what that means. It is not a linear process anymore. We don't have to process our thoughts in a linear fashion. We don't have to walk out and think and how we're going to do things, and because the linear process and way of thinking is very ego-based and third dimensional. We are shifting the whole dimension up. I have some amazing messages that I'm going to share here. We're shifting the whole dimension up because we have to realize part of what has been limiting us, or why we haven't done it yet, is because we don't want to leave anyone behind. We don't. I have people that message me, they've asked about loved ones, they've asked about children, they've asked about soulmates and twin flames. We're not leaving anyone. And what is important to remember is that even when it comes to the dark ones, degrading energies, beings that are possessing people, beings that are inhabiting clones, and even soulless people, beings or portals, we're here to free them all and return them to the light. So this experience I had last night, there was like just several, it was about integrating it within yourself, within your body. And we were just going through feeling the body, feeling the energy, feeling the consciousness, understanding that all resides within you and outside of you at the same time, because you are multidimensional. And so we can focus externally, we can focus internally, we can do it both, we can do it all at the same time. We are multidimensional. You can do it all. But it's best to do what's easiest with the least resistance. So last night at the Galactic Council meeting, multiple messages coming through. Basically we decided to instantaneously reunite the dimension. We're shifting the dimension upwards. There were so many fears within the collective, so many fears within our bodies that was coming up. We were addressing them all, answering them all with love and compassion, with instantaneous knowing. And many of the Galactic Council meetings that I have the awareness of attending have always been in dream time. This time, last night, I was fully aware and awake. Fully aware and awake, tuning in to all who were present. And the thing is when you're multidimensional, it is I, it is us, and we are many. We are all. And it's moving into the ability to honor our individuality and our unity. We're doing this all at the same time. It's integrating it all at the same time. I can exist as an individual, unique entity, being, expression, at the same time as being aware of my multidimensional self, my unity, and my origin as a fractal of the Oversoul. Being aware of multiple higher self experiences and expressions at the same time. I am a star being. I am an angel. I am the phoenix. I am a dragon. I am a mermaid. I am all these things. And we were literally like just lining all of these expressions and experiences up and just uniting and going up and pulling the energy down and transmuting and going up and pulling the energy down onto this dimension. And I'm going to try to share the experience as best it's a multi-dimensional experience, but I'm going to try to share it with you in a linear fashion so that you can follow and feel the experience with me. But you were there. Your higher self was there. Your fractals were there. Your expressions were there. Your soul family was there. Like, we were all there. We were all gathered. We were all united. And we were all feeling for each other. And light was radiating and shooting out from each and every one of us. And we were lighting each other up, connecting each other, just expanding throughout all that we know, all that we're aware of. Because even with the many activated galactic healers on the planet, my multidimensional higher self is aware and know them all. And we have been one and united for millions and billions of years. But from this perspective, I don't have to know them all. For one, because my higher self does. But for two, because I know other brothers and sisters, and they know other individuals, and they know other healers. And as the light radiates through me and touches them, the light radiates through them and touches all that they know until it just blankets the whole planet. It just covers the whole planet. Everybody, every soul, every being, every degraded energy, every confused energy, every traumatized expression, every distortion, all of them were being like instantaneously and simultaneously transmuted. All of them. And if you're paying attention to the discussions, if you're paying attention to the classes, if you're paying attention to who you're uniting with and who you're speaking to, we are speaking on multiple subjects, multiple gifts. We are speaking on the clearing of the fear of death, because there is no death. And as a matter of fact, those that are close to us in this particular circle, and even for those who are a little bit farther out on the circle, who might just be watching, whose higher self is aware regardless. There were at the end of May, there were two very beautiful, important Andromedan souls that transition within 48 hours of each other. Don't think it was an accident. They are preparing. They are assisting. They are galactic guides. And they are with us. They've been giving us messages. They are assisting in the transition. It was a very important alignment that they both volunteered for. Very important alignment. So let's do the next integration first as we continue to move. I did take a few notes, but like I said, there's so much information. I'm hoping it just all flows perfectly. Everything you need to hear, everything you need to know, everything you need to experience at this time, at this moment, that is beneficial for your process and for your remembrance and to honor your expression and your experience. Everyone will be honored. Everyone will be acknowledged. Everyone has been heard. Everyone will be witnessed. No one is being left behind. I mean, we're literally going to the ends in the corners, and the spaces, and underground, and like every dark place that you can feel for within your being and outside of yourself. And we were gathering them all. We were shifting them all. We were lifting them all. There are a lot of souls that will be assisted to the hall of the transporting of souls. Like there is nothing, absolutely nothing to fear. Like we are clearing and we're like transmuting so much fear was going through our bodies. We transmuted through our bodies. So let's take another deep breath. We're going to tune into the opal now. And the messages I was getting from the opal was like the only way to see the reflection of the opal is to shine light on it, is to cut the light on. Cut the light on. Cut the light on. This will be one of the crystals included as well in the free gifts. Excuse me. For Patreon subscribers. And I mean, like just looking into these with the light codes, it was like just flashing through my being, flashing through my third eye and through my consciousness and awareness, activating and remembering. Because actually this is like the stones I was looking at before the experience. Receiving messages from the opal. And we were just cutting the light on. And it's really that simple. Like the 3D is all about slowing down, going through the steps, going through the processes, going through the stories. We don't need them. We don't need them. It's not necessary to go become a monk and take 30 years on a mountain. It's not necessary to become a teacher and teach and, there's some people who've been doing regressions for 20, 30, 40 years, which don't misunderstand. It is very appreciated and necessary. Like we've been doing it. We've been doing it. But we were doing it before we got here as well. So don't discount or think that the only way is this way if you've demonstrated you've been doing it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. No. Because you've been doing it for millions of years. That's the truth. You've been doing it for millions of years. We've been ascending planets and dimensions for millions of years. This is what we do. This one's pretty far down. And that's what makes it so unique. And that's why we have to transmute and develop and embody this different type of understanding for where we are. But it is not something we have not done. We've done this. We've been doing it. We will continue to do it. And there is no stopping us. And as a matter of fact, another thing we did is like we silenced all degraded energy last night. We just silenced it. Because you have a lot of whispering spirits. We call them the whisperers. We have a lot of whispering spirits. They give you ideas. They give you this. They make you question this. They make you doubt this. They make you distrust this. They're just working. They're just talking. And a lot of us are listening. So they're going to talk. We silenced all of that energy last night so that we can hear and communicate clearly with each other. We silenced it all. We transmuted it all. We've already done it. How do we do it? We're multidimensional. We can literally send our consciousness forward, send our consciousness backwards, send our consciousness up, send our consciousness down, wherever we want to go. We can skip this whole process if we want, but some people want to walk it out. Some people want to experience it. Some people want to do it. If you can, I'm going to do my best to express all the things that was covered last night because, literally this process, it could have went on for hours is what it felt like. But, it was so unique and so beautiful. It's like, don't touch your phone. You don't need to know the time. You don't need to message your sisters are here. You don't need to message your brothers are here. You don't need to do anything. Just be. Just let it go. Just know. Just remember. Just connect. Just feel. Just be. Just relax. Just transmute it. Just shift it. Just cut on the light. Like all these messages, they were just coming back to back to back to back to back. And we were just communicating and we were just in love and honor and in reflection and in unity with each other. With the one, with the all. We are many and we are the all. And we are the one. And I am you and you are me. And we are all. And it just kept going, this beautiful dance of rhythmic energy just kept exchanging and flowing, and every fear, every pain that we felt, we just comforted, we acknowledged it, we focused on it, we soothed it, we healed it, we cried for it. We cried, like we experienced just about all the emotions, like in one moment, in one night, however long it took, and we were willing to do it for however long was necessary until we could calm it, until we could soothe it, until we could heal it, until we could shine light on it. Even with, because my mother transitioned, even with her, I was experiencing, I was witnessing, I was feeling how she felt in the hospital. I was feeling, I was witnessing, I was looking at how she was treated in the hospital and how hopeless even the doctors and the nurses and the care team, it's like they disconnect themselves because they know that they really can't help beyond what they're able to do. And so even sometimes you might say, well, this is an uncaring person. But sometimes people really disconnect their heart to protect the pain that they feel when they see and they look at others experiencing a great deal of pain. And even myself, just watching and knowing and having the awareness that she was transitioning, but also having the awareness that she was in pain and she had been in pain. And then having the awareness at the same time that she has galactic family that are ready for her. They were communicating with me. They were showing me where she's going. They were showing me that they're ready if she's ready. If she's ready, we'll take her back gladly. We love her. We miss her. So it's being able to process and understand all of these energies and levels and experiences at the same time. We're moving into the place where we can experience it at the same time. We don't have to experience it one by one step in front of the other. Once you can move beyond one step, and then the next step, and then the next step, then you begin to fly. Then you can teleport. You can literally teleport to any experience of reality that you want to. And we know that we can do this, and many of us have been experiencing this, because a lot of times when we go to sleep, we wake up in other realities. We wake up on other timelines. So if we can just simply wrap our minds, our consciousness, our egos, and our bodies around the idea that we can literally just wake up, we can literally just turn on the light, and we can literally just be somewhere else. Just be. We can skip ahead. We can move ahead. We don't have to walk through the processes. We don't have to go through the stories. We don't have to. Because we're multidimensional, and it's already been done. It's already been done. We can literally pick a place, pick a time, pick a planet, and be there. If you like the story and you like the timeline of us ascending and the UFOs picking us up and we returning to our spaceships and yada, 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 if that's what your higher self chose for your experience, do that. If what you chose was the ascension team and you want to create the schools and you want to ascend the planet and you want to teach everyone how to be in unity and how to connect with the higher self, and you want to gather at ESETI in another mound or another galactic council and facility or whatever it is, do it. But also know we don't even have to figure out how to do it. It's already done. These galactic ambassador facilities already exist. We can literally just skip ahead and be there. We don't have to watch each brick be put down and the workers come in and build the facility and how are we going to do this and how are we going to do that and how are we going to do this. All the hows are a part of the 3D reality. Each and every one of them are. Each and every one. So take a deep breath. We're going to prepare for a crystal bowl. Take a deep breath. So again, as multidimensional as I am, I'm trying to go step by step in a linear fashion so we can all experience and know and remember what we need to know at this time for those who are gathered at this moment. The opal is the energy that I will be sending and helping to integrate with my singing bowl. Let's read a little bit about the opal. Symbolizes hope, innocence, and purity. Okay, so opal helps to see into the realms of the underworld. Opal helps to shine the light, and that's what we were doing. We were shining the light in all the deep, dark spaces, where all the dark, degraded energy, misaligned energy, trauma energy. Opal lets you travel unseen through the shamanic otherworld or into dangerous places as it confers invisibility on the wearer and protects against the evil eye. Holding an opal in the left hand and gazing into the depths allegedly attracted all that you desire. So creating the new earth, the new experiences. Multiple timelines. There's multiple timelines. We are tuning in and pulling in and grounding in the highest timelines, potentials, the optimal timeline. And one of the things that was coming up, even discussions and what has been written in the Law of One, Even in the Law of One, they described like the ascension on the planet Venus, where then that many people ascend for whatever choices were made at that time, at the awareness that we held at that time. The decision this time is to ascend the whole dimension. We're just going to lift it up. We're just going to send it all. We're going to transmute anything that's not in alignment and connected to Source. All is being returned to Source. All of it. But we have to be able to believe it. Basically we were tuning into our power. We were tuning into our sovereignty. We were tuning into our responsibility. We were tuning into our authority. We are the elders. Like, this is what we came here to do. This is what we've been doing. We've been doing it. And, as dense as it was when we arrived, we had to move slow. We had to take it one day at a time. We had to do the processes. Enough of us had to awaken. Enough of us had to heal. Enough of us had to clear our trauma, had to remember our past lives, had to integrate our higher selves. Enough of us has done it. We have done it. We have been doing it. We will continue to do it. One of the questions, how long do we continue to do it until it is done? What if we wake up tomorrow on the regular timeline or the timeline we were already on? We keep doing it until it is done. Until one day you wake up on the other timeline. Like, you just keep doing it. And there's no fear. It's okay. I woke up on this timeline again. And that's okay. But guess what? One day I will wake up and it will be a different timeline. The solar flare will have happened, the Aurora Borealis. The Aurora Borealis will spread across the entire planet. It is the light of Mother Gaia. That is what we are cutting on. That is what this human is resonating with. It is demonstrating. Like, that is the light we are cutting on. It is the Aurora Borealis. And it will continue to spread across the whole planet. Now, we can do the process. We can continue to spread it and spread it and spread it until it is spread across the planet. Or we could just wake up one day and it is there. It's just there. It's just across the whole planet. It just happened. How did it happen? It doesn't matter. It just happened because we have the authority to do that. And we just woke up and we went outside and it was the Aurora Borealis. All over the planet, the lights were cut on. Like, we just cut them on. So, let's see here. Opal picks up thoughts and feelings and reflects them back to their source so their effect might be better understood. This is what we were doing last night, reflecting the light. And reflecting the light, cutting on the light. Let the opal be your mirror. Like, cut on the light. We were just reflecting it back and forth, activating each other, healing each other, transmuting each other, healing each other's distortions and traumas that we still hold within ourselves and each other. That's what unity consciousness is, reflecting to each other, to heal each other, to awaken each other, to forgive each other, to reconnect each other to the light. It teaches you that what you put out returns to you. It helps you transform your life by standing in truth. Hold your opal, focus your attention into the crystal, and visualize what you wish to manifest. It will come into being. This is what we were doing. This is what we were doing. So take a few deep breaths, helping to integrate the awareness, the understanding, the purity, the restoration that the opal energy holds for us, for you, for me, that we are all connected to, reestablishing that connection with this crystal. Taking a deep breath. Envision the opal energy, the shimmering of light flowing through your field, integrating into your body, lighting up your auric field and your remembrance, helping with purity, atonement, forgiveness, knowing, remembrance, letting go. It's okay to just let it go. And remember, our sister of the Ascension Transition team, our sister Christy Lee, prepared a sound healing for us. So if you are a member or you join as a member of the Patreon group, you will also receive that sound, a full sound healing for assisting your healing and integrations. So, 2 of the breaths that I've been working with. There's a pineal breath that I've actually been working with for a couple years now. I will actually put the links for both of these breathing techniques in the description. So there will be some other videos in the description in the links of this video. The pineal breath helps to reactivate the pineal gland, which is about here. So when you're breathing, you breathe in up to the pineal gland and you breathe down through your body and up at the same time, because you're multidimensional. Why not? You can do it all, believe me. It just takes the awareness and the practice and the letting go and just doing it. So I do have a video for that one. Now there's another breath that our brother Kayvon was nice enough to share. And I tuned into this breath and I looked at the diagram. It's a short video, maybe about 6 minutes. I'll share that. And this infinity breath, such a beautiful breath. It does an infinity spiral. It does an 8. It does a figure 8 within your body. And outside of your body, your auric field, connecting up to the galactic consciousness and grounding that breath down into the earth. This is going to be a very, very beautiful, unique breath to start practicing and doing out in nature. Connecting and grounding into Mother Gaia with your breath. This is going to be a very, very important breath to practice. So again, those links will be in the video. So, one of the things I had noticed as the energies are coming into the planet, between my twin soul, my twin flame, same soul, masculine energy, I've been noticing an increase in the repelling energy between us. And it's been a couple days, and I was inquiring why, like what's going on, what's happening, what is this, what's the root cause of this? And there was this feeling or this knowing, and it's like within my body, that I feel like I will be leaving him soon. Like physically leaving him. Whether it's traveling to another state, sending to another timeline, whatever it is. But leaving, and there's this fear that my body has about leaving him physically. So last night, when we were doing the clearings and the purgings, and actually I have watched it, and it's so interesting because there are so many, we are becoming aware that there are a lot of actually activating messages in some of the movies we watch. Two of the movies I watched, there were several like different movies, messages, series that were like coming up into my awareness that were like fully integrating what these messages mean, even though I was getting it while I was watching it. But with this whole experience last night, it was just the flashes, and this is what this meant, and this is what this meant, and this is what this meant, and just this integration and this knowing. And I watched recently the Lego Movie 1, and then last night I watched Lego Movie 2 before this experience. And with all the, I would just suggest you watch it. Because even like the primary message in Lego Movie 1 was belief, which we could have a whole video and discussion on belief and how important it actually is. Like, I've received so many messages in my process about just being able to believe, being able to go beyond the ego, because that's what belief is. We're not talking about just believing something somebody else told you. We're talking about having a belief within yourself and a remembrance and a connection to your higher self, and believing in your ability to communicate and do what it is that you came here to do and ascend the planet. Like, just the ability to believe. And I remember the first time I really understood this within myself. At that time, and I was actually leaving, in the process of leaving my ex-husband. At the time, I was actually attending like 3 different churches. One was the big church we were already attending and had attended for a couple of years. But I was attending 2 other churches. They were smaller churches. One of the smaller churches, actually, the sisters there did, I guess you call it prophesying. They did a prophecy and gave me some insight. And it was so funny because I remember, because I was actually aware of what they were saying and what they were seeing, but I was with my ex-husband. And they didn't really want to say out loud, or they thought it was inappropriate, because of course they have their belief systems and they have their ideas around marriage and what they think God wants for marriage. And, you know, they didn't really want to say in front of him that at this time that they were seeing, I would not be with him. Which they should have just trusted themselves, you know, even if they would have pulled me aside, because actually it was a very abusive relationship. And even though I got out of it, but what I'm saying is, like, just the limitation around the belief of what you think is supposed to be right. They could have just said what source was showing them, you know, and it wouldn't have been so uncomfortable. And they probably could have actually helped me get out of the situation, possibly. Maybe even a little faster, or just with a little bit more awareness. But we limit ourselves because we think we know, when we should just be receiving the messages from God and just trusting those messages. But either way it goes, like, I understood, and my spirit was with me, my higher self was with me, to make sure I understood that this message they were giving me had nothing to do with my ex-husband at all. So the second or third church, one day I was sitting, you know, listening to the pastor, listening to the message, and I don't even remember what scripture it was that he had up on, like, his wall. But I know it had to do with belief. And it was like this awareness, or this light bulb that came on. Like, the hardest thing that humans have to conquer is the belief. Because that's what they've done. That's what they do with the programming. That's what they do with the limitation. That's what they do with the trauma. They restrict your ability to believe in something greater, to believe in your true nature, to remember your true abilities, the ability to manifest and create something different, because we've been creating on behalf of the controllers. We've been creating the whole time. The humans have been creating the whole time. The ancestors have been creating the whole time. It's just that when an external influence came in and told you you need to be creating something else, and told you you have all these things to fear and all these things to worry about, and you have to do all these processes and all these systems and all these blah, 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 if you want to eat, and if you want to raise your kids, and this is how you do it, and this is how you do it, and this is how you do it. So we have to be able to move beyond what they have taught us and what they have told us and what we have passed down genetically for generations. But don't think it needs to take that long, because we are multidimensional. We have access to the multidimensional remembrance of our true nature and the true nature of human beings who are descendants from Source. So they have the ability to activate, the potential to activate their 12-strand DNA. And another side note, because we've been, laughing about this even with, my daughter. It was coming up again about the 144,000. To be clear, the 144,000 is not a designated number of group of individuals. It is a DNA activation that every being has the ability and potential to activate. Now, whether or not you have or hold the awareness that you are there, or that you are in process, or that you are close, or that you have activated this DNA, that's a different story. But it is not limited to a group or a number of people. Because that's another fear. You got billions of people on the planet, and then you still got light workers and healers and religious people telling people, oh, it's only 144,000 of you that are good enough. No, gotta move beyond that, because that was a misunderstanding. That was a infiltration. That was a perversion of the truth, because Yeshua wasn't confused when he shared that. He wasn't confused. That's absolutely not what he meant at all. That's what somebody else told you he said and what he meant. When he went to return, to from where he came from, which that's where their DNA activation was, where he came from. That wasn't even his origin. He's just talking about what dimension he was in before he came to this one. So you even have higher than 144,000 DNA available. So you can go beyond that. And we actually have. We are multidimensional. You have your higher selves. You have your future selves. You have your expanded selves. You have your unified selves. It's all. It's all. We are all. We are many. We are all. So, what I was getting from the message and helping me to understand this energy that I'm feeling between my twin and I is this fear within my third dimensional self, my physical self, within my body, within my DNA, that I will be leaving him. But we don't leave anybody. I'm not leaving him. You're not leaving yours. We're not leaving anybody. So even in the message with Lego 2, the movie, and it was so interesting because in a sense, they were just simply trying to ascend the reality. But so many were fearful. So many were afraid. So many did not understand what was occurring. And they did fight back. They did call them crazy. They did, they were afraid of them. They were afraid of love. They had hardened their hearts. They were disappointed. They were, all these things that humans were, and what they were in Lego 2. And Emmett is the Lego guy, was actually interacting with a future self of his, but it wasn't an ascended future self. It was a traumatized future self. It was a traumatized future self that had been left, that had been forgotten, that was in darkness, that had been separated from the collective, that had been separated from Source. And instead of being a master builder, he had become a master breaker. Just watch the movie. It's beautiful. But who comes to assist? Who comes to bring him out of the darkness? The female. So we're not leaving anybody. But I do feel energetically the activated mother energy, the activated feminine angelic energy is saying enough is enough. We're not leaving the planet. Wanna why? Because we're ascending the dimension. We're just simply taking it up. One of the questions that kept coming up within the consciousness, within my body, was, are we scrapping this dimension? Are we getting rid of it? Are we killing it? Are we letting it go? But the direct question was, are we scrapping it? And the answer was no. We are ascending it. We are reconnecting it. We are shifting it. We are unifying it to the whole. We are reconnecting the dimension. We are simply lifting it up. We're simply lifting it up. And we are not leaving. We are ascending. And so there are fears within our bodies. There are fears within our consciousness. And it's not all just entities. It's like a programming. It's an experience. It's what we've seen. It's what we've seen our ancestors do. It's what we've seen happen. And we have to clear all of those memories and all of that trauma and all of that experience. And all of the entities and all of the possession and all of the distortions and all of the trauma energy and the AI and the archons. And like we're clearing it all. We're ascending it all. We're lifting it all. They're all welcome to come. They're all welcome to join us because they will be reconnecting with their higher aspects, with their higher selves. And many will be waiting in the halls of the transferring of souls to decide what they want to do. What do you want to do? What do you want to create? What do you want to experience? What do you want to be? Do you want to stay on the earth? Do you want to go to another earth? Do you want to go to another planet? Do you want to go to a higher dimension on the earth? Do you want to go to a higher dimension on another planet? Do you want to return to the oversoul? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Whatever you want to do. So what I was feeling even with my twin, it's like the mothers leave. The mothers, we are many, not just me. We leave, we ascend, we shift, we lift up, and the fathers follow. We don't have to worry about them. We don't have to be fearful about them. We don't have to be disappointed because they're not awakened yet, which some of you are. But a lot of you aren't. But we don't have to fear that. It's okay. Because once we pull it up, you come too. And then once you come, you actually lead us to the next experience. So it's like this beautiful cycle. The mother, the father, the mother, the father, the masculine, the feminine, the masculine, the feminine. And we just follow each other. We don't leave each other. And in the beginning, we were one. I know there's been a long debate. Who came first? Who was first? The mother or the father? The mother or the father? Neither one was first because you were one. You were one. And then you began individualization. That individualization began to a reunifying of a new creation, the child. That's how creation happens. There's an individualization, there's a reunifying, there's a new creation, there's a new understanding, there's a new experience, there's a new expression. And it just keeps doing that. And it is infinite. So where the mother goes, the father follows. Or where the father leads, the mother follows. Like, it's just a beautiful cycle, and we keep doing it. So let me read this, because a lot of this is just, I did write this down, or type this out, just to try to put some words to what I was experiencing. Trying to share as much as possible. I'm just going to read this, because this is what I typed out when I first woke up. There was a major shift and meeting held last night. This is definitely the closest we have been. And I can't wait to speak with you, meet with you, and share with you. So it is time. All is in synchronistic order. All, everything. Galactic alignment, stargates, all is in synchronistic order. We have cleared it all. We have activated it all. We have let go of it all. We are multidimensional. It's just time to believe and allow. Simply wake up. Simply come on the light. Allow yourself to simply wake up. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to plan for it. And in this multidimensional state, don't get me wrong, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you've signed up for a class, if you're scheduling a session, if you're doing a regression, if you're doing alchemy, whatever it is, if you're going on a trip, if you're planning a meeting, if you're planning a conference, that is all well and good. That is fine. keep doing those things, but also allow for the possibility that it's already done, that we already did it, that we don't necessarily have to walk it out. It's already been experienced. It's already been witnessed. It's already been done. You can skip ahead. Like even in the creation process, some of the creation process, building new facilities, because we're building and creating communities. We don't have to wait and come up with the money and figure out who's going to do this and hire all the contractors and pick all the, the colors, the paint, the draperies, the tables, the chairs, all these little things, because you can simply visualize and it be. You can skip past all that if you want to. Like just going with the flow and allowing. I have an appointment tomorrow. That's wonderful and that's great. I might wake up 3 months ahead. I might wake up on another planet. That's all well and good as well. And if I wake up tomorrow and go to my appointment, super awesome. If I wake up tomorrow and I'm already on a plane and I'm flying first class and I'm on my way to the next conference, that's super awesome, to unite with my brothers and sisters. Great. Like whatever it is, but just allow, like be soft about it, be malleable, be flexible. Don't be so hard and rigid and this is the plan and this is the schedule and this is the process and this is how we do it. It's not necessary anymore. We've done enough transmuting. We've done enough shifting. But again, I'm not saying don't do your healing. That's not what I'm saying. But be aware there's an aspect of you that is already healed. So if you're still here and if you're still on this timeline and if you're still walking it out, do what is necessary to walk it out. But just also hold in your awareness the ability to transport, to teleport, to shift your consciousness, to just wake up on a higher, better, loving, more healed timeline. Like just hold the awareness of the possibility and believe it. Believe it. Like even, like I'll give you an example. I'm going to finish reading this. Like I did a session, it might have been 2018. And, the individual was witnessing, seeing, experiencing herself on the new earth. I tried to ask as many questions as possible. I was trying to gain the understanding. What do we need to do? How do we get there? And she said multiple times, we simply just woke up. We simply just woke up and we were here. We just woke up and we were here. It just was here. The new earth was here because the new earth already exists. It already exists. And we just simply woke up and we were there. Whether or not you wake up and you're on the new earth or you wake up when you're on a big galactic mothership. Like whatever timeline, whatever you want to experience, whatever you want to do, whatever you agreed to experience. Because maybe you haven't ascended a planet before where you actually got to teach and help awaken, the beings on that planet and teach them how to connect with Source. So maybe you want to stay and do that. Maybe you want to go back and forth. Maybe you want to go visit on the galactic ship for a while and come back. Maybe you want to see the ET's land and see how everybody responds. But it's not necessary. We don't have to have a government meeting. We don't have to do none of that. We don't have to have meetings within ourselves because we're already meeting. We've already met multiple times. And we will continue to unify and unite and meet and do all these things. But I'm doing my best to explain the multidimensionality of the truth. It is not necessary to take it step by step by step, minute by minute, hour by hour. Your multidimensional consciousness. No time has limitation or control over you. You can go back and forth. You could go back and forth through time, through space, on planets, whatever you want to do. But you have to believe it. And then you have to calm your body to agree. Soothe it. Help it. And that's really all we were doing. We kept repeating the same thing, whatever the body needed to hear, whatever the consciousness needed to hear, whatever the collective needed to hear. Because it all resides within you. And that's what we were doing. So simply wake up. No fears, no need to figure it out, no need for the processes, the stories, the limitations, letting go instantaneously of the linear reality. We can literally wake up anywhere and any when. No fear that we will wake up back in our beds on this timeline. We could wake up together united at any destination location across the galaxy, this planet, if we choose. With the transition teams fully in their knowing, already having the facilities in place, we can skip ahead. It's already done. We don't need to walk through the processes. We can jump through, fly, teleport, stream our consciousness, whatever we can think of. Just stop answering the matrix. Stop answering the matrix. We are the elders. We are the angels. We are the star seeds. We are the star beings. We can awaken them all, transmute them all, reintegrate them all, shift the whole dimension up instantaneously. Cut on the light, solar flash, aurora borealis, fully activated. Mounds, the sacred grids already activated. The pyramids already activated, grids fully activated, already done. We can walk it out, but we can also teleport. We can also skip to any time-space dimension, already there, already done. We are not linear, and we don't... Sorry, I don't know why I cut off after an hour like that. Those are ego questions of the matrix. The dark, disconnected, have all been transmuted and are silenced. All pain has ended. All stories, all processes have ended. All are reconnected to the light. All questions answered. All has been written, experienced, and witnessed. The portals are open. All is aligned. There's no need to wait. No need for any more announcements or meetings. We can simply be and choose. We can let it go. All that took place, the transmuting within my body and out, within our bodies and out, the one, the many, the all. I was awoke. I was fully conscious. It could have lasted hours. I calmed as many fears as I felt and I heard. Answered all the questions and the doubts. Then I had to calm and let it go. Go to sleep. Be prepared to accept whatever I woke up to. Remember the time I have woke up on other realities, other timelines. It's that simple. And one day we do not have to come back, but we have to hold that belief in our hearts and our bodies. It is that simple. All go with us. I felt us all. We just kept expanding. You kept expanding. You have done your work. Our lights multiplied, rippling out, touched everyone, clearing all distortions, all degraded, disconnected energy. They simply stopped and returned to the light. They simply stopped, waiting their turn in the hall of the transporting of souls. We simply cut on the light. Whatever question was asked, whatever doubt, whatever fear, we just answered it with compassion. We just cleared it. We healed it. We supported it. We comforted it until it felt calm, until it felt recognized, until it was integrated, until it was witnessed, experienced, healed, and reintegrated. I think if there's anything else like I absolutely need to say. Oh, one last thing I need to do, yes. So the third crystalline integration today. And we'll end it with that, even though there are many more messages. We could keep going, and I might just do a live. But this is a rainbow titanium aura quartz. And I've had this crystal. This was one of the very first crystals I purchased. I reunited with when I went into a crystal shop. The rainbow titanium aura quartz. And look how strong this energy is. Like imagine a shielding, an armor, the armor of God, the armor of Source, your armor, your energetic armor made of titanium or a quartz, impenetrable, unable to attach to you, unable to hurt or harm you. And doing this for each other, doing this for our soul family, doing this for our children, doing this for our star family, doing this for the ancestors, doing this for our twin flames, our soulmates, and our divine unions, for all who we are aware of. And just imagine, visualize, you can close your eyes if you would like to, the armor, like a knight, starting from the top of your head, creating the helmet. You have a sword, but if you want something different, you can create something different. A hammer, blades, ninja stars, bows and arrows, like whatever you want, because they're all of light. Your chest plate, your back plate, covering your arms and your legs, your feet, and your wings. Don't forget your wings. Many of us have wings. And even if you don't now, you've had them before. Angels are not the only ones with wings. And remember, your higher self was present. So just feel into the message. Feel into your higher self. Sit with your higher self. Because there was a lot more said. We were told about the dragon riders. Many of the children are dragon riders. And remember, your children, our children are galactic souls. You may see a 5-year-old. You may see a 10-year-old. You may see a 20-year-old. See beyond that. And do the same for yourself. But just overlay a beautiful armor. And again, you're multidimensional. These are not processes you have to do on a daily basis. You do them, you strengthen them. And as a matter of fact, we're moving beyond shields to force fields. You are adding to what you've already done, expanding what you've already done, adding to. And placing this energetic armor around your energetic body, across all time, space, and dimensions and timelines. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps to start soothing and calming any fears and doubts, to help start releasing the stories. We know what's happened. Releasing the processes. They are not necessary. Releasing the systems. Unplugging. Simply deciding it's time to live. It's time to ascend. It's time to reunite. And just being open to that. And witnessing and experiencing whatever comes of that. So again, if you would like assistance with further integration of the higher self, clearing entities, remembering your past lives, crystalline expansions, heart expansions, send me a message. Contact the Ascension Transition team. It's a team of us. Use your guidance. Allow the higher self guidance. Allow the angelic guidance. We are all being guided. And even with, like there's a lot of energy coming in even about distortions within our stories, distortions within our communities, within the disclosure community, within the lightworker community, within the religious community, within healthcare, all of these distortions, all of them are being transmuted. And because we're multidimensional, they have been transmuted. They're being transmuted, they have been transmuted, they're already transmuted. It all exists at the same time, at the same moment, in the now. We are multidimensional. And depending on where you at from your perspective, you just keep walking until it's done. How long do we transmute? Until it's done. Until it's transmuted. Until we have ascended this planet. And you will know. You will automatically know, because that's what ascension is. It is the remembrance. It is the reconnection. It is coming on the light. It is shining the light. And it is healing, loving, accepting, nurturing, supporting, honoring, uplifting each other, free of all limitations. No limitations placed by no one, no being, no person, no energy, no entity. Free of limitation. With the dot at the end. Just the end. Just come on the light. See you at the Rainbow Bridge. Namaste.